What's going on, guys? BladeZilla here, and today we're taking a look at two absolutely ridiculous monstrosities of a knife from our friends over at Custom Knife Factory, and figured I would kind of show them together. You know, what's crazy to me about these is that I'm filming this zoomed out, so to speak, more than I normally film with by a mile, and can barely fit both of these on the screen. So we're going to kind of go through both in a casual, super enjoyable conversation like we normally do. Have a cup of coffee, grab a soda, a whiskey, a beer, whatever you want. We're going to take a look at both of these guys in somewhat thorough detail, and then kind of take things from there. So I think one of these is going to end up on the website at some point here, depending on how lazy I am. But anyway, both are amazing. It's probably one of the hotter CKFs right now, Custom Knife Factory, that they've done, and there's not many of them. So I don't know how many things I'm going to say today during this video and referencing how big and heavy and girthy, that's what she said, these are. They are much bigger and much heavier than I was expecting. So I guess let's get started. On that note, check out BladeZilla.ca, where a lot of the knives featured on this YouTube channel are available for purchase in Canada. Just added a couple cool aluminum Microtechs, the new 111 and S90V, and some BMKT fixies in copper, which is, or brass, not copper, which is awesome. So, okay, let's take a breather. Take it easy, and let's start. So I'm going to start with this guy. Two different blade steels, obviously. I'm just putting these away to the side here. So this particular one has some carbon fiber kind of inlays on it, or outlays, I guess you could say. It's got more of a standard kind of look to it because it is full tie, kind of some hardware that nothing too fancy, lots of humongous torque bits found throughout. That's got to be T25 plus, and step milling that just looks fantastic. Okay, don't hurt yourself. Oh, are you kidding me? Look how big this thing is. Oh wow, it fits my hand like a glove. That's pretty unique, actually. Wow, super cool. Where to start? Well, I'll say this. Let's start on the blade and work our way back. So they've offered this, I believe, in three variations. One is in the blade material. One is M390, which is what this is. One is M398, which is what that one over there is. And one is, I believe, Damasteel. I've yet to see that one, so I don't know what that's going to look like, but should be pretty cool. We've got a mirrored kind of edge on this particular blade, which has some fingerprints on it, it appears. Anything mirrored shows every imperfection known to man. Is it worth kind of cleaning that? Yes, but it's just going to get more on it. But yes, there is a fingerprint on there. We've got a thumb stud of some kind here that appears to be inside a frame that I imagine is adjustable, just based on how that looks. Let's take a look on the other side. Yep, we are correct. And that looks to be titanium-ish, or aluminum of some kind. Anode black, which is cool, and that's pretty cool if that's what in fact it is. It looks like there's a little bit of the room for that to kind of move around. I'm assuming that might be adjustable. Why else would you have that there? They're numbered individually, and we also have the blade steel kind of hidden very, very delicately on the bottom of this, something that the rest of the knife doesn't really do very delicate, which is kind of funny, but we will take a win. We've got also some other little stepping on the blade inside here. I'm kind of curious what that's for, because obviously you can kind of launch this out and your thumb finds that beautifully easily. Falls down right in there, but I'm kind of curious what that spot's for. It runs on multi-row bearings and feels fantastic, looks fantastic, and if I'm guessing, like CKF has just been stepping their game up in the last few knives. I don't know what changed there, unless it's just the model flow and the time of the year. I'm just going to kind of close my blinds here. It's a little bright. Things seem to be stepping up very nicely at CKF, and they just seem to be knocking things out of the park. The blade itself, like I said, multi-row bearings. It's got to be, well, it's girthy. It's earthy and girthy, so it's huge, man. Like, I don't know how wide that is, but it's huge. Balance. It's surprisingly balanced, which is saying something. It's behind the pivot, maybe a bit forward, but not anything crazy. We'll go through this one again. Working our way back on the handle, it looks like we have some kind of like polished, sorry, like a flat, like a satin flats almost on the handle. I'm going to close this because I'm going to cut myself. And then you can get a little more of that knife in there. So we've got some flats, which looks good. The CKF logo up top. We've got kind of the contoured carbon fiber on this. Looks really, really nice. And actually, look at the detail. This is the kind of area I would probably take some photos of for like Instagram, and how they blend that carbon into the stepped titanium. That looks really, really flawless. Nicely done, guys. We've got a massive lanyard hole in the back here, which you could probably fit through a bike lock of some kind, because it's not going anywhere. We've got two different versions of a back spacer here, with a break in the middle, which is kind of cool. Kind of fitting with the rest of the overall appearance as well, because why not? You know, all the holes, all the breakups, it looks really good. Big flipper tab, but nothing too crazy. You know, big knife, small flipper tab, kind of unusual, but that's okay. And then on the back side here, I think both of these actually come with a different clip as well, or a spare clip of some kind. And I'm not going to check, but I'm pretty sure I saw in the literature they do come with an extra clip. We've got kind of blanks on the back of the hardware, which looks good. Torque's on the other side. The lock bar appears to have that actually a bit of an external end and an internal bend to it. Perfect centering. Once again, a nice, just overall, a very nicely done knife. High fit and finish on this one. Very high fit and finish. Wow, I don't even know where to start. I'm like going through this wondering, like, what am I going to miss? You know? Really cool blade as well. Like, I don't... Like, to me, this is like, I don't even know where to start. Like, it's like a velociraptor claw of a knife. That's the closest thing. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Cool angles, sick double grinds on it. Just super smooth, but overbuilt like a tank. I'm going to put this one aside and get the other one, some showtime. We're going to weigh both of these, but this is essentially, think titanium M390 with some carbon outlays, which look terrific. Okay, now let's go to the other one that's made of, I believe, carbon with copper, if I remember correctly, or is it crystal tie they call it? I'd have to look here. So yes, this one is called crystal tie, zircotite, copper, and tritone M390. It is a mouthful, just like this knife is a handful. Let's just take a moment to appreciate how good this thing looks. Once again, oh, there's just so much to talk about. You know, I had somebody interested in some of these that really wasn't a big fan of the copper accents, saying that they're, I think they naturally patina it, and I don't know if that's really going to be. Oh, look at all that zirc. Zircotite is just everywhere on the back of this thing. It's just throwing up zircotite. Oh, beautiful. Let's get this out. Oh my god. This is like a heavy piece of raptor claw jewelry. You could easily kill a dinosaur with this, or at least part of its leg, if I'm guessing. Once again, that mirrored polished tip up top. We've got two different steps of jimping for your finger as well, so it fits nice and natural here, but you can choke up on the tip. And then we've got this little hook here as well, and then a flat top on the grind. I can't even fit this in front of the camera without moving it to show the tip here. It is just humongous. But same design, same milling as the other knife as far as I can tell. I'm not going into detail here, obviously, guys. They're all, I think they made 4 different versions, maybe 5, and they're all slightly different, but Crystal Tie, gotta try it. Humongous Torx pivots and hardware throughout. Internal milling, I think we got Connigan written on the inside here. I think I read that somewhere. Where is my light? They usually write that on his designs. We got internal milling. Yeah, right here on the inside, it is actually written. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up because of how awful I am at setting the settings to show these things, but it does say it written inside there. So that's cool. Maybe it'll show better on the tie one. Let's just put this back and grab that tie one and see if it's in the same spot. And see if we can see inside. Lots of milling on the inside of these. Surprising. Yes, we have it in the same spot right here. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to show you without cutting myself. Is that ridiculous? See it right there? Right here. Connigan. Cool. Otherwise inside, just lots of skeletonization, which is kind of surprising given the weight. Okay, breathe. Take a minute, relax. I whispered to myself. Once again, we've got the back spacers here. Look great. Split in the middle. I don't think there's anything I'm missing with them folding out or flipping or doing something. You know, the Zerk tie really accents that really nicely because you do get some dark colors that are kind of buried in, buried inside here. I'm just so excited. I'm like, my voice is cracking like a schoolboy again. How ridiculous are these things I'm saying today? I am so sorry. The lock bar is elevated as well, just ever so slightly. If we're looking at this side. So as I roll that up, you can see it's just popping up a little bit, which is nice. And it kind of fits the design well. You can see it's kind of notched in there. It's nice. But the milling here, that's another spot I might have to steal that. I almost wonder if they attach the clip and then do the milling because it looks seamless. That's an interesting way to do it. We do have a lock bar insert as well inside here, and it is attached right here. So we've got an over travel stop / lock bar insert, it looks like to me, but the Zerk would also act as that. So I'm curious if there actually is an over travel stop in there, but either way, they put a bend in it from the factory, and obviously you don't need that with this plate there, but oh well. The accent here as well looks really terrific on that copper. And then once again, that has to be adjustable, eh? Why else would you put a little bolt there? A little screw head there. And once again, the spot for your bike lock to go through, your U-lock, to fit in there without a problem. Humongous, ridiculous, monstrous. These knives are just incredibly well done, incredibly big. I'd be very curious to see what the Dama version looks like when they do come out, or if they, maybe I just missed them. I don't think I've seen one. I think they did one that had a DLC blade on it in M390. And then this guy, and then they may have done one with like a copper clip on it, I think, instead of the Zerk clip. But I kind of like this one a little more. And I think the one with that coppery colored clip is I think the most expensive one, but they had a name for it, like superconductor or something. But anyway, Fantastic knives. They look ridiculous. We're going to get weights on both because that's what we do here. I have to know. Between the two, the Thai one might be lighter. That was my gut instinct. I don't know how that's possible, but let's find out. Let's zero this off here. All right. Any guesses? Any guesses on this? I don't even know. I want to know. It's got to be. It's over 10. Like, it has to be. Oh, 11? 11.6? Like, I don't know what the trend is with these massive knives lately. The Terminator 1000s, which I actually have beside me as well, but they're huge. 11.6. Okay, that's cool. And this one, yeah, I think it might be heavier. This might be, if that's 11.6, maybe a half ounce or so. 12.8, almost more than a full ounce. 12.9 ounce knife. Like, I can't even imagine carrying that around. I'm sorry. Like, this is so far from an everyday carry. It's 4-inch blade. It's way too big. I didn't even measure one. I got so excited and ahead of myself, and I apologize. I hope the video can kind of portray my excitement on these. So let's measure one. But like, they're so big that and heavy. I don't know who's carrying this. I really don't. Like, and that's a good thing. This is not saying don't buy it, because it's ludicrous. It's so cool. I just don't know who's carrying one. Like, it's just so heavy. Geez, almost 10 inch. I'd say 10 inches overall length. 10 on the nose. So, my God, 4-inch sharpened edge. 4 3/8 even to the center of the choil. Handle, 5 3/4, maybe 6 inches. Like, this is like, this is huge. It's just a huge knife. And it looks great. It fits your hand incredibly well. The action is terrific for a big knife. It's just ridiculous in a good way. It's just so cool. Like, this trend, big knives, big thick blades, heavy, it's back, man. It's fully back. And these knives are a testament, because I bet you talk to CKF, these are going to be some of the highest demand models of the year, because people want them, because they're just ridiculous. They're so different than their 3-ounce, 3-inch, Trevor Berger Urban. They're cool knives. I've got a couple of them over here, but they're just plain, and they're very great to carry around. I tell you, if someone saw this running at me, I'd be like, are they bionic? Are they, like, why do they have this knife? Because it's just so cool, so big, so futuristic looking, much like the Terminator, but done at a different level of execution. And a sexy factor with, obviously, that mirrored edge, the beautifully done back spacers, the anos, the flats on it, the cool pockets, the clip that just falls into your hand. Like, my 3 fingers just fall on top of that. And it fits so well. It's just so cool. And I'm sure I'm missing something about this. It doesn't matter. I'm sure I'm missing something. But it's just such a cool knife. And sometimes you just get giddy, and they come in, and I'm just too excited to not take a look and experience this knife in its full. I wish I could have got all of them and had all 4 and done a video and shown all 4 or 5, because that would have been really cool. But simply put, it's just sometimes very difficult to get all of them. Some of these get sold before they're even available. Some fancy ones usually. And man, just don't think, just grab. And Oh my goodness, just that's so cool. I'm curious to see how they did that full black DLC. They must have like combined these two and done like a black frame with maybe the black carbon with a black DLC. That'd be interesting. I don't know if it's got a black mirror on it or not, but that'd be kind of cool. Just because there's some people, you know, a few guys on my Instagram that come to mind specifically out of Toronto. Just saying, you know who you are. You know, they like black knives, dark themes. That's cool. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Oh, beasts. So we did the weigh-in, did the measurements, showed both knives. I'm glad I'm not drooling, because these have tremendous drool factor to them. Great milling work, some kind of adjustable system I'm unaware of, but this frame is just on a whole different level. And for CKF, they've been stepping their game up now for the last few models they've done. And I am highly impressed with both of these. And they're just ridiculous. Plain and ridiculous. They're not needed. They're overbuilt, over the top, absolute beasts. And Traktor, great name for it, because it's like just an industrial kind of feel to it. Like, it's just so cool and so unneeded at the same time. And I love them. Absolutely love them. Because they're ridiculous. Like, you can't... I'm like lost for words. It takes a knife a lot for me to be lost for words. And this is just one of those knives. So cool. So cool. Alright guys, well hopefully I haven't blabbed on too long. I didn't plan on this one being a long one. We'll get this up hopefully right away. These knives. I think, yeah, anyway. I think one of them will end up online at some point here. Pretty quick. So hopefully the video coincides with that. Otherwise, have yourselves a fantastic day, fantastic rest of your week. And thanks for stopping by. Check out BladeZilla.ca, where a lot of the knives featured on this YouTube channel are available. Like, subscribe, share, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or just send me a note. Chat knives. Alright guys, have a good one. Peace.